All right, today we're going to talk about the White House. You should have this paper. I'm going to talk about, you're going to write numbers there. But you can look at this picture. I have a story to read you about it. It's called The President's House. It says, find out why the President's house is white. So this is where our President Trump, this is the house that he lives in. And it's in Washington, D.C., the White House. Okay. It's really old too. I don't know if it tells us when it was built. No, it doesn't, I don't think, in our story. But I'm going to read you the story. I should have looked that up to tell you. But it's really old. It's like over 100 years old. It's really old. Okay. All right, so look at the picture. I'm going to read you my story. It says, what color is your house? Everybody probably has different answers. My house is gray. Have you ever heard of the White House? It is a place where the President of the United States lives and works in Washington, D.C. The White House is a special symbol of our country. People often ask why the White House is white. When the White House was built, the walls were made of large blocks of sandstone. Because sandstone blocks are not very hard, the walls were whitewashed to protect them from snow and ice. Whitewash is like a paint, but thinner. So it's kind of like a white paint. It almost looks like when you paint it on something, like say if you paint whitewash, like some barns are whitewashed. If you put it on the wood, you can still see like some of the wood doesn't cover up all the wood. You can still see some of the brown of the wood when you paint with it. It kind of looks like milk, the whitewash. The White House is, it says it's over 200 years old. I said it's over 100 years. It's over 200 years old. Wow. It is a lot bigger today than it was when it was first built. Think about your house and compare it to the White House. How many of these are at your house? So here's how many rooms are in the White House. 130. Let me write down, I'll write down numbers, give you an idea. 132 rooms. That's every room in the. I'll write that down. Whoops. Wanted to move that. 100 and that's 132 rooms are in the White House. There, it's huge. It's a really huge. Think how many rooms are in your house. Usually, you have your kitchen, your living room, your dining room. I don't know how many bedrooms you would have. I have 4 bedrooms, so I have like 7 rooms, 8 rooms. Probably it's all we all have probably in our houses. So guess how many bathrooms? Bathrooms in the White House. I have in my house. I have 2 bathrooms. How many bathrooms do you have? Most of you probably have 2. Most houses nowadays have 2. Some only have 1. Guess how many they have? They have 31 bathrooms in the White House. 31 in there. Wow, that's a lot of bathrooms. How many fireplaces do you think are in the White House? Fireplaces. They have fireplaces in there. Look at the top. You can see these are I think those are chimneys, but there's more than that. How many? Some of you may have. I don't have a fireplace in my house. When we were building my house, my husband said, "I don't want a fireplace. I don't care for fireplace," so we didn't put any fire. So I don't have any. I have 0. They have 28 fireplaces in the White House. 28. That's a lot of fireplaces. Now they have kitchens. I have 1. Everybody should only have one kitchen in your house. Most people have 1 kitchen. Depending on your house. They have 5 kitchens. 5 kitchens in the White House. It's a lot of kitchens for a house. They also have 1 bowling alley. I'll write bowling alley on here for you. 1 bowling alley. They can go bowling. You're so lucky. I'd like to live there. 1 bowling alley. That's what that says, bowling alley. And guess what else? And this is indoors, inside. So inside of there, so it's all the stuff inside. And inside they have, I'm going to write it down for you. You should be able to read this word because we just had it like yesterday. I'm going to write this down for you. We just had this word. What does that word say? P-O-O-L. Pool. 1 pool. They have a pool inside. How lucky. Now, and they also have on here how many cars. It says cars. How many cars do you think they have there? Let's see if you are right. How many cars? 27 cars. It's a lot of cars to have. Wow. So they have all those things at the White House where the president lives. If you ever get a chance to go to Washington, D.C., there's a big fence. Sometimes they do give tours. They're probably not doing it now because of the coronavirus, but I never got to tour inside the White House, but I've been on the outside and have taken pictures of the outside of it. Taking pictures of Madison and Carson out. There's a big fence. Like you can't get up close in front of there. It's a big fence out there. All right, so continue looking at the picture. I'm going to continue reading my story. So there are many shapes both inside and outside the White House. The state dining room and the East Room are rectangular shaped. The green room and the red room are square shaped. There are 4 oval rooms in the White House. The most important one is called the Oval Office where the president works. So sometimes maybe on the news, if you'll see the president sitting at his desk, that's called the Oval Office, and that's where he works. Remember, an oval it's not a circle. Draw an oval for you. It's kind of shaped like an egg, I guess you could say. That's an oval, like a zero. A zero is like an oval. It's not a circle. Circle's more, that kind of looks like a smaller oval, huh? That's a circle. Oval's a little more longer. So the oval office, the shape of his office is like an oval where he works. So many children have lived in the White House. Tad Lincoln was 7 when his father became president. Abraham Lincoln, we did learn about him for President's Day, Abraham Lincoln. His son's name was Tad. And since Tad lived in the White House during the war, that's when we had the Civil War was going on, he liked to play war games. He had his own army uniform, and one day when his father was meeting with some men in his office, Tad used his toy cannon to shoot at the door. Tad had 2 goats. One day he tied the goats to his chair and they pulled him around inside the White House. So he had goats in there running around. That was when he was the president. That was trying to think how many years ago. That was in the 1860s, so it was like 150 years ago. So it was a long time ago when that happened. Quentin Roosevelt lived with his parents and 2 sisters and 3 brothers in the White House. They loved pets and had dogs, snakes, raccoons, a macaw, and a pony. They even had a pony in the White House. I'm not sure when those people lived in there. I'm trying to think when Roosevelt was president. That was probably thinking like maybe 70 or 80 years ago. It was a good while ago. One day, Quentin put the pony in the White House elevator so that he could take it to cheer up his brother who was sick. So he took a pony in an elevator. That's one thing they didn't tell us, how many elevators were in the White House. I don't know the answer to that. When Caroline Kennedy lived in the White House, her mother made a classroom on the third floor, and 10 of her friends went to school with her there. Her brother John had a secret door in his father's desk and often played there near his father. So, yeah, that happened. President Kennedy was president back in the 60s. So that was 50 some years ago. I think. No, more than that. Yeah, I think it was like 50 some years ago. All right. Let me ask you questions. It says, who lives in the White House? So, who lives in the White House? The president and his wife. And our president has a son. His son lives there too right now with President Trump, his wife and his son. Where is the White House? Do you remember where I told you? Washington, D.C. Right. Here's a tricky one. This one's a little tricky. What kind of stone blocks were used to build the White House? Do you remember what they were called? Sandstone blocks. Are sandstone blocks hard or soft? Soft. Now, not soft like, they're not talking soft like they're still rock, still a stone. It was hard, but soft and like the material would wear away from like the rain going on, like from the rain and the weather. It would slowly wear it away. So it was soft in that sense that the stone would slowly wear off and slowly wear away. Have you ever found a shell like a sand dollar that was soft and easy to break? Oh, that's a good. Have you ever seen like almost like, yeah, like shells you could break? That's kind of like how the stone is soft enough that you could break it. So why was the White House painted white? To protect the sandstone from snow and ice, to protect it from wearing away. The whitewash paint on there, it's like a paint, would protect it. So what were some of the shapes of the rooms in the White House? Remember, we said the state dining room and the East room were rectangular, and they had a red and green room, and they were square. And the president's office was what? What shape? Oval, right. That was my next question. What shape is the room where the president works? Oval. How many rooms? Oh, so if you remember this, how many rooms were in the White House? How many rooms? 100 what? Can you remember the number? See if you can tell me what this number is. 132 rooms, right? 132. 132. All right. What unusual animal was once put on the White House elevator? Pony. Remember the one little boy? What was his name? Quentin. Quentin put a pony on there to take it upstairs to see his brother because his brother was sick and he went to cheer him up. And here's a question you can think about. Everybody's answer can be different, but what do you think you would like to do if you lived in the White House? If I lived there, well, for sure I would probably go bowling because I have a bowling alley. And I probably want to go swimming, especially in the wintertime because it's inside and you can swim in the wintertime. How cool is that? I would probably do that if I lived there. All right. So write your name on your paper. We're going to do our paper next. And get my red crayon. We're going to count. Well, first it says to color the picture, which you can do that later. We're going to count how many of all these things we have. And we're going to write down how many of them. So they have the first one done here, the windows. How many of the windows? It says 21. So trace the 21, but I still want to count them with you. See if we can count all 21 of them. So trace your 21. We're going to go up here and count all these windows. I believe they want you to count top and bottom. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's go back down over to here. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's a door. Don't count it. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So you see how we got 21? Let's go over here and count how many chimneys. And let's see. Okay, if you look here, this is tricky. They try to trick you because you can just see a little piece of it in the back. And there's one here on the end. So you got to count this one, even though it's not as long as that. It's just because some things are covering that you can't see the whole thing, especially in the back, because like part of the roof is covering the back, so you can only see the tops of those. So we're counting all of these. So 1, 2, 3. Oops, I'm sorry. I'm going from the wrong side. Let me start over here on your left so you can see it from your left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 for the rectangle. So write it 8 there. I try to, I want you guys to, when you're counting and stuff, from your left to your right, trying to teach you from left to right. All right, that's the door. How many doors? 1. So you'll just write number 1 there. 1 door. And they want to know how many triangles. 1. So that's 1 for there also. That was pretty easy. All right, you can color this later. Let's flip your page over and do this other side. Okay. And I got to talk to you about, I did grab the right chart this time. Grab my chart. We're going to talk about OU and OW. We did learn sometimes that OW just sounds like a long O, it just says O, but OW sometimes says ow. We're going to learn some ow. Let me do some of these with you first. No, first let me do my big chart, and then I have words that we'll go over. Okay, so we have OU and OW, and when they're together, sometimes they'll make an ow sound. So we have flower, OW, see the OW, house, houses, has an S on it, houses more than one. See the OU. We also have OW here for owl, owl, the OW there, and a fountain. There's the OU, fountain. We'll talk about OU a little more tomorrow. Today we're focusing on OW. I'll review that chart with you. We're going to focus on OW words first. Let's go over these because it'll help you with reading some of these sentences. So NOW is N, and then you say the OW, you say ow. Now. So we have now. We have with an H, how. With a B, bow. Right. With a C, cow. With a V, vow. BR, burr, brow. I think I had one, oops, and one more than I had in the black and white. PL, pull, plow. So those are your OW, ow words. So when you see the OW in these, you're going to say ow. And there are some in these sentences that have an OW. Each one has an OW. So when you see the OW together in the word, you are going to say ow. Okay. So you should have your P's written. Probably when you were working on writing your P's. Finish writing those up. Uppercase and lowercase P's. Make sure your lowercase P's, you start at the dashed line and bring it down below. You should be pros at writing all this. These are just to kind of review some of your letters. All right, let's read these sentences. It says circle the sentence that matches each picture. So let's read here. We have a long E with this word H-E, long E. He, this word is long A, made look, we have this word with an ow on the end, put a V in front of it, vow. He made a vow. Let's look at this next one. He had this from just from earlier this week. Took we have OW again, bow. So what's he doing in that picture? He's holding his hand up with his other hand on the Bible, holding his right hand up with his other hand on the Bible. So he made a vow, the first one. He's not taking a bow. We know he's not bowing. So you're circling the first one. He's making a vow, like when this next one's interesting. I'm trying to figure out what this guy is doing. Sometimes you'll see on TV shows, like on court TV shows, where they put their right hand on the Bible. They swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. So you take a vow to say that. So I'm trying to figure out like who this guy is, what he's doing. Or sometimes like when you get into office, they put their hand on the Bible, take a vow to do what they promise to do. And when they got elected to office, some of our representatives, those are the two situations probably where that man would be doing that. All right, let's read this sentence together. And I just said the first word. This, remember we have an OW, says ow, put a C in front of it. Cow is sad. And I don't see a cow there. Let's need the next one. His brow is sad. Looks like he must be reading some sad news there. So sad means like brow, your eyebrows. Look at his expression on his face, like concerned. He's reading something sad. He's concerned. He looks sad. So you would do the second one. His brow is sad. You look at the picture, look at his eyebrows. All right, now he's on the phone. Who's he talking to? Let's find out. It says, come, you should know this word, here, remember OW, ow, with an N, now. Come here now. Let's read the next one. Here is a plow. Plow. I don't see a plow in that picture. He must be talking to someone. So he got, I'm going to circle come here now. So he probably got some concerning news that he read. So he called someone and told them they need them to come here now. So, but they don't tell you what. All right, you can get your next page, which looks, and you can set this aside and color it later. You really like it's the White House. The White House is white. So what you would color on here would probably be like your windows, your door. You can color your door. Not sure. I don't have a picture of the White House with me here to show you. I had a book about the White House and I forgot it at home. Sorry. I would have brought that in to show you and I forgot it at home. So yeah, you can just color like the windows and there's shrubs and the roof and the chimneys, but you can leave the house white. So there's not much to color on there. All right, next page. OW, ow. Write your name. Put your name on there. And I'll save that for the back. Let me use my red crayon on the front. And trace the word OW for the first one, because what is the man doing? He's taking a bow. So it says, write the letters OW to complete each word. Oh, that's easy peasy lemon squeezy. So all you're doing for each one of these in these empty spots is writing OW in all of them. Trace OW, right? I'm going to do the same, and then we're going to read them together. So write OW and the empty spots. All right, and we'll read these words. Give you another minute to finish. I'm just going to point with my red marker. So we have bow for the first one. What's this guy doing on the tractor? Pull, plow. Down here, this is a crown. You have O-W-Ow, crown. And this is a color, B-R-O-W-N, brown. I forgot to mention about brown, huh? All right, and this says read. So what does it say here? Oh, it talks about the picture. So you look at the cow and you look at what the man's doing. Okay, let's read them together. Ready? Put your finger on it. Let's read them together. Or I guess you can watch what I'm pointing to. That might be easier for you. The cow is brown. You should be able to read all that. Those are all pretty easy words. Okay, next, let's read the next one. The man will plow. Okay, and then again it says read, so let's read our words together. Read them with me, please. In the yellow box, bow, cow, how, now, plow. All right, turn it over. You're getting a lot of OW words. Oh, look what they have here. I'm going to choose a word. Let's do the first one. I know it's already written there, but still it's always good to read. So this is a name. This boy's name is Bill. Bill has and they put the word in here for you, brown cap. You pick it from up here. We had cow, plow, brown. So trace the word brown. They give you 3 choices. I'm actually going to circle that word so that I knew that was the one I was supposed to write. So when we read these, we'll circle it. And so let's read the words at the top first so we know what before we read our sentence. We have cow, we have plow, and we have brown. Also, too, you got your picture clue. That kind of gives you an idea of what is going on here, huh? Which word you would use. We have cow, plow, brown. Wonder which word we would use, huh? Probably plow. Let's see. He will, let's try the word plow. Plow here's one of our words from last week, dirt. So I'm going to circle plow. Write the word plow there. P-L-O-W. Okay. So we have he will plow the dirt. All right, let's look at this next picture. Picture clue. What's in that picture? Let's read our words. Cow, plow, brown. Let's take a look at that. It could be, there's 2 words it could be, huh? We look at there's a cow in the picture, but the cow is also brown. So let's see, what does it say? Let's just say blank is in the pen. So would it be a cow is in the pen or a brown is in the pen? Cow. But they try to trick you because sometimes kids would just, I see brown. Oh, there's the word brown. Oh, it's a brown cow. I'm just going to write the word brown and write that down there and get it wrong because they didn't bother reading. So they try to trick the kids that don't want to read it. And it's always important to read. So the word cow, a cow. So a cow. I guess you could say a brown cow is in the pen, but there's not enough room there to write that. So you just write cow. All right, so we learned a lot with OW today. What sound does OW say? Ow. Think about getting a boo-boo. What do you say when you get a boo-boo? Ow. So, oh, let me show you your handwriting. I want to forget to tell you that. Today's page is 160, 160. You're going to do, all you got, now take a bow. And there's an exclamation point, so you say it with excitement. Now take a bow. So I see a piano back there. So maybe this boy was at a piano recital and he just got done playing the piano and now for the audience and he's taking a bow. Now take a bow. They rhyme. Now bow, huh? All right. And you can color him however you want and the piano however you want. Just please give him skin color. Don't make him blue or green or purple. You know I don't like that. So do a good job. All right, next we'll have math. We're going to continue learning about our money. I believe today we are going to learn about dimes. We'll be counting by tens for dimes. So I'm going to get my money out, my paper money to count with you. So we're going to do math next.